blame you. Okay.
Yeah, it's bad we got the soda.
So, I meant to do this sooner, but Essie didn't want to.
Oh, thanks. I blame you for it.
Yeah, I blame you. I blame you. Everything's your fault.
Does anyone really care about this stuff anymore?
No.
Okay.
But I just thought it would be an interesting podcast to do because, the whole premise of the podcast is, talking about writing and stuff. And everyone's been claiming that this is better than what we got. So, we're writers.
Uh-huh. Trying. Anyway.
Struggling artists. Okay, so I think you guys can tell from the title of this podcast that we're doing the leaks, the possible leaks. Disclaimer. We don't know if these are real leaks.
Yeah, we do not. We just heard these were out, and they sound like JJ, so there's a high chance, but we do not know.
They do sound like something JJ's fevered brain would come up with. And
so, disclaimer, we have no idea. Mm-hmm. They seem pretty legit.
Maybe they're on red
Who
paper.
knows?
I don't know. It might be a aesthetic choice. Anyways.
Is this a purpose salvage trash, or
we're just gonna go through this.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just gonna go through this as writers, as people who create stories. And also, it's gonna be interesting because I have seen The Last Jedi. I have seen all of the Disney important movies and Rogue One. I did not have the guts to see Solo, so I don't know if Solo was good or bad.
So far, my track sheet is I've seen Rogue One, Episode 7, and Episode 9.
Yes.
That's my track record.
So you've seen less than I have. I told Essie not to see this movie.
I was really interested, actually. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I told her what happened, so... Okay, so let's start at the beginning, because that's a good place to start.
Yep.
So I don't know how copyright or fair use works with reading leaks. Mm-hmm. So we're just kind of gonna read through it and discuss what we think. I have not read this all the way. I skimmed it, and I've watched other people's videos on this. Mm-hmm. So I don't entirely know what's in here. Okay, Act 1 on this really strange paper.
Okay.
Rey walks up the Jedi steps, seeing Luke standing at the cliff. She approaches him. Hovering boulders gently descend to the ground as she hands him his father's lightsaber. Luke takes it and eyes it longingly, like seeing a dead relative again. Yeah, I bet JJ wrote this. They regard each other. Luke, thank you, Rey. Well, you're finally here, where you belong. Rey sputters, You're Luke Skywalker. Jedi Master. Luke, what?
Sorry.
Luke quips, I used to be.
Wouldn't that be last time I checked?
What do you mean?
I'm sorry, usually when you have something like that, like, are you so-and-so? It's like, last time I checked.
By the way, I'm going to sound really bad reading this because it's really hard to see on the red paper. Okay. That's probably why it's on red paper. It's supposed to be harder for people to read. See, Rey is taken aback. That's the same thing Han said when I met him. She starts to tear up. Luke, Han, I know. He moves closer to her. His eyes begin to well up. There's nothing I could have done. From this island, I could only influence so much. Han was beyond my reach. Why would you not put Han on, like,
top
the
list.
top, like, Han and Leia on, like, the top of your...
You'd think, right?
Your people to reach list. If it's like speed dial, you got at least 9 options. Rey looks up at him, curious. Rey's eyes ask 1,000 questions. So her eyes are talking now? Okay.
She can do everything else. Why not have her eyes talk?
Luke smiles. Why do you think I came to this island? Rey's eyes widen. Inquisitive. Just then a woman's voice is heard calling far off in the distance. Luke. Oh, now they're referencing New Hope again. Because doesn't Aunt Peru, call Luke in New Hope? Luke gives Rey a wink. A beautiful middle-aged woman walks toward them. 2 children trail behind her, a 7-year-old girl and an 8-year-old boy. Rey turns around, awestruck.
Kids exist!
She quickly swirls back toward Luke. Luke smiles. Now you know why I stayed here. I've been a little busy.
I've been getting on.
Okay.
Yeah, what's the timeline again?
What?
What's the timeline again? Because, like, I don't remember when he was supposed to run off.
I don't know.
Because, like, what, like 10 years ago or something? I forgot what
Okay, so let's stop here. They talk about lightsaber. He gives back the lightsaber, and his wife, Audra, approaches and gives Rey a smile, and she's speechless, and they introduce the kids.
She likes the name Regard a lot.
Yeah, he says regard a ton in this.
Yeah, because, like, they regard each other. It's like, what?
Audra says, nice to meet Rey. Their kids' names are Tyus and Kay. The boy is Tyus, the girl's Kay. And then Audra invites Rey to dinner. Okay, so that's page 1.
Okay.
Wow, that's a boring opening. I'm bored reading this. Okay, so a couple of things. I don't really know what the timeline of the new Star Wars trilogy is. I don't know how long Luke has been in hiding. Mm-hmm. I thought it was 5 years. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I have no idea. Because I know, like, I think Snoke says he's been, like, Luke says, like, Snoke corrupted Kylo, like, 10 years ago or something. I don't remember.
I mean, because how old is Kylo? I mean, they're not going by the actors' ages, which actually would have made more sense if they went by the actors' ages, because Adam Driver is, like, 30-something, and Oscar Isaac is, like, 40-something. Yeah. Those ages would have made way more sense in these movies, but I think they're supposed to be young adults.
I think so.
In this film.
Hard to tell.
So, I mean, Adam Driver doesn't look that old when Luke tries to run him through in the movie.
Yeah.
So I thought it was always 5 years ago. So if he's been here getting it on. Also, okay, a couple of things. Why is Audra middle-aged? Wouldn't she be young, like way younger than Luke?
How old is Luke supposed to be?
That depends. How old is Mark Hamill?
Because, like, that's the thing. Okay, 30 years later, and it's like, these actors are not spring chickens anymore.
No, I mean, Han looked freaking old. I mean... Actually, Han kind of makes sense with the whole Han is way older, like 10 years older than...
Yeah, true.
Luke and Leia are supposed to be, because Luke and Leia, the actors I think they're older than the characters were supposed to be.
Yeah, because it's usually how it works.
Yeah, you usually get older actors to play younger characters, which I guess is what they're trying to do.
But it's like, okay, so if he was like 20-something at the end of Return of the Jedi, and this has been 30 years, so he's about 50s. I've met 50-year-olds, they don't look that old, at least most of them, unless they really age bad, but...
Yeah, a lot of 50-year-olds, 40 and 50 usually look still kind of okay.
Mm-hmm. So, like, I mean, maybe it's like, he's supposed to be middle-aged,
but
so
this
it's not supposed to be weird.
It says, like, let's see, a middle-aged woman.
I mean, I guess it's supposed to be like, okay...
Beautiful middle-aged woman, right there. Mm-hmm. Walks up, and their kids are, what was it, 7 and 8. Mm-hmm. Middle-aged with the 7 and 8-year-old. Mm-hmm. First off, that was really young for a kid, for Master Luke Skywalker. So why couldn't he have a younger wife? I mean, if he's been spending a lot of time rebuilding the Jedis and everything, he probably hasn't had time to get married and have kids. So it would make sense for an older guy to have a younger woman.
Anyway,
in this.
I know that's like the least of this scene's problems.
I don't know, it just throws me off. Mostly it's boring.
Yeah, it's very boring. Also, okay, this is the thing. If you were going to start with her walking up the temple steps again...
There were no floaty rocks in the
so
ending.
Now we have floaty rocks. So it's like, okay, so why didn't you just cut the first movie off with her going to find Luke, and then start the next one with her showing up?
That would be the smart thing to do, but, I mean, I do like that Luke is respectful towards the lightsaber, and I'm guessing he knows, because he doesn't seem surprised to see it. No. So, he knows the lightsaber is still in action. Mm-hmm.
The only way to save this scene is if he jokingly asked if there was a hand with it. That's the only way you'd save this scene, in my opinion.
Mostly, it doesn't really say much other than Han was outside of his influence.
Which is like, what? Okay. So
he knows who Rey is, and I'm hoping that this explains who Rey is, because Rey doesn't know who Rey is. So I'm hoping... Okay, this page, there's not a lot to talk about. It's mostly dull.
Yeah, it's mostly dull.
It's a really boring place to start a Star Wars movie.
I mean, like, how did Last Jedi start? Did it start with the fight? Or...
It started with the fight. That was the first thing you saw was the fight. And I would have been okay with that until I found out it was supposed to be like 3 days later, and I was like...
Wait.
I'm not cool with that.
Yeah, that sounded kind of weird.
I like how in the originals there's like 2 years between the first and second movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that helped a lot.
I really appreciate that. Mm-hmm. This one is like, hi, it's 3 days later.
Okay.
Alright, that's page 1. It was dull.
Okay.
Okay.
That's just like, what, a minute of screen time? What is it? You took screenwriting. How long is this in, like...
Well, this is not written as a screenplay. Yeah, it's a page per minute, which is why it's 150-something pages, because it's a page a minute. Mm-hmm. So each page, is a minute of screen time, which is why you have to be very careful of what you put on that page, because you know it's going to be a whole minute lost in the film.
Okay, so she's still going to dinner.
Okay. All right, Rey responds, yes, okay, she looks at Luke to tell her what to do, by the way. I forgot to mention that. Because Rey can't make her own decisions, because she's a whammon. All right. Sorry, I find female empowering movies very sexist.
Yeah, it's funny how that is.
As they walk to Luke's hut, Rey sputters, Luke, your sister, General Leia, sent me here to find you all. You're needed back to lead the resistance at once. I'm here with R2-D2 and Chewbacca. He cuts her off. Luke,
Millennium Falcon, yes, I have eyeballs.
Yes, that's how you land. Okay, cool. Rey, yes, we haven't much time. Luke, yes, we do. Actually, we have 90 sunsets. So that's supposed to be
how they measure time?
90 days?
I guess. Yeah, it's fun when like they try and sound cool by saying other parts of the day instead of just
really
days.
Funny. It's really funny because like this is like an actual discussion amongst writers of like whether you should use art measurements to measure things or make something up for a fantasy world, because I find it's easier just to use ours.
Yeah.
Because whenever I come up with a fictional one, no one has any idea what I'm talking about. So I don't want to waste my book explaining how measurements work. So I usually just go with.
Okay, so about 90 days.
Anyway, so he's communicated with Leia.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. 90 sunsets here to prepare for imminent attack. I've communicated with Leia. She knows.
Then why did we send you?
The resistance is safe for... Okay. What? I don't know. Because everyone's like... Because the first movie is all about we gotta find Luke. If Luke has been communicating with Leia, why the crap does she need... I mean, didn't he discuss this with Leia? I'm going to the island to do X, Y, and Z.
You think,
Chill
right?
out. Because Leia should trust Luke by now. It's been 30 years. 30 years of dealing with this idiot. She should trust him by now. He's not first movie Luke anymore. This guy strangled people. He's awesome now. He ignites his lightsaber and slowly blinks towards her. Rey, on Jakku, your escape. Did you ever ask yourself how an untrained pilot like you could suddenly fly the Falcon? First off, that's a two-man ship. I'm sorry, I am not going to let this down. That's a two-man freaking ship. Chewie couldn't fly that by himself. How do I know? That Leia had to help him. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
When the boys are in the gun things, Leia is in the... What's the second pilot?
Han's seat.
No, she was in Chewie's seat.
She was? Okay.
I think Chewie was in Han's... Because Chewie took over as captain, and she was co-pilot, that's the word.
Okay.
Co-pilot, I think. I know, but she wasn't doing the actual flying stuff. Chewie was the one doing all the
but she was in the seat.
Yeah, but you needed... two people to hit the buttons. You couldn't have one person hitting all the buttons.
Okay, so you
fly the Falcon and outmaneuver those TIE fighters, then could suddenly, and then somehow...
Rendezvous.
That's French, isn't it?
Yes, it's French.
No wonder I can never spell that word. With Han and Chewie shortly after. No, Han and Chewie explained that they had a tracking out for the Falcon. Does he explain why the Falcon was stolen?
No. I don't think
Did
so.
Did Luke steal it? Is that why it's on Jakku? Luke stole it?
That would be funny.
And then he rewired it to work for a one-man operator.
Because he's playing 5-dimensional chess here. He's like...
That's the only explanation I got, because Han said it was stolen, not that it was strategically placed. Because he's like, I've been pulling all of the strings. Oh my gosh. Okay, really quick. I'm not against characters who pull strings. Anyone who knows me knows I freaking adore the TV show Leverage. Nate Ford is one of those puppeteers. He does a lot of this. But even he couldn't do like majority of this nonsense. Rey looks at him, puzzled. She ignites her lightsaber. He charges her. They
joust
as
wait.
Joust? Wait, so they're holding it?
They're writing porgs.
Okay. That does not match up with the last movie at all. I mean, okay, it kind of explains why Rey was able to do this crap. And I guess he's trying to prove that she's not a Mary Sue. But there was nothing in the dialogue or in the actions that coincided with this that I remember. Granted, that movie did destroy massive amounts of my brain cells. So I could have forgotten something.
But why would you say joust? Wouldn't you just say they engage or something?
Yeah, they'd be engaged.
Like engage,
jousting.
Spar, duel,
all right,
something?
What's joust mean?
Define joust.
Define.
One eternity later.
Yeah, medieval knight, engage in sport, on horseback, fight with lances.
What's the second one?
Compete closely or...
For superiority?
For superiority.
Huh?
Yeah, even the second one doesn't work.
Okay.
Yeah, it mainly means horseback with lances.
Okay.
Now I want to see them fighting on porks.
Someone do that.
No, the fish nuns. The fish nuns. Riding at each other. Okay, JJ, can I buy you a dictionary for Christmas?
No, he probably has one. That's why he's throwing these words in.
Well, he did read the meaning or the definition. Okay, well, yeah. So that I like Luke saw them land, so I like that. That's a good. Again, this is super boring. This is really. Okay. Disclaimer: people sitting and talking is not dull. All right, necessarily.
If you write it well.
Well, if you write it well, one of the greatest movies ever made is 12 Angry Men. I will stand by that film as being one of the greatest films ever made. It's 12 dudes in a room.
Yeah.
Sitting and talking, standing and talking, yelling and talking. Like, these are people, and there is a bathroom door that they can open and close and slam and stuff, but it's 12 men in a room for the literal entirety of the film.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting. It's very engaging. They never cut to any other part.
No external anything. It's like...
so I'm not saying that people talking is...
bad.
Dull. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I am saying is this is boring as all get out because, granted, this is not the real dialogue, I hope.
Well, this is just a treatment, so we have no idea.
This is a treatment, but I really hope they're going to do something with this. Otherwise, you're going to lose your audience in the first 2 seconds. Because it's like, oh yeah, we got to explain this train wreck of a film that came before us. Oh, I was the puppet master and I was pulling all the strings, and then
you better read the next paragraph so people know what you're talking about.
Which next paragraph?
Well, I've been puppeteering you this whole time.
You know how to use the Falcon because I know how to use the Falcon. Wait, also, why does Luke know how to pilot the Falcon? Does he ever pilot the Falcon?
I know it's been 30 years. He could have.
Because I thought Lando piloted the Falcon in the second one.
Him and Leia, they both do it.
Well, Lando.
Yeah, at the end.
I'm talking about after Han gets fricasseed. Or whatever you want to... Frozen?
Yeah, Frozen. So Lando and Chewie fly off the end.
I don't remember.
Leia's in the cockpit, in one of the seats, but when they go get Luke again, because Lando goes get him.
Yeah, Leia flying it, I can see. Maybe Luke flew it, but I thought Lando and Chewie had the Falcon when they went off looking for Han.
Yeah.
Luke had it.
Yeah, that's how the movie ends.
Yeah, they took the
At least on camera, there's no evidence of him actually flying it.
Granted, it's been 30 years, but do you really think Han's going to let Luke anywhere near his baby? You're going to spoil. I guess we'll coffee all over the dashboard. What's wrong with you? I don't know. I have a hard time seeing Han giving Luke flying lessons. Okay, Luke aimed her untrained mind. It's an old Jedi trick used to help their Padawans. Your inexperience. I can't read on this red paper. If I say something stupid, it might be in the treatment and it could just be me trying to read this. You're lucky to be alive, but soon you'll be ready. Soon you won't need my assist. Don't worry, when the time is right, you'll be able to beat Kylo on your own, she quickly retorts. But I felt the Force flowing through me, like a giant gust of emotion and power pushing me beyond. Luke said, yes, but I was the conduit.
We cheated. What? We cheated?
You may not be as lucky the next time.
Why didn't you possess Finn?
Now attack me. I want everything you've got.
I can see his wife standing in the background going, honey, this is not how you invite people to dinner.
Dude, I invite her to dinner. What are you doing? Rey playing along charges him. Luke so easily bests her. She trips and falls onto the grass while lying on the ground. She says, Snoke, the First Order's supreme leader, Okay, a couple things. Again, disclaimer, I don't have the actual dialogue that was going to be in this scene. Anyone notice that Rey's not reacting correctly? Or is that just me?
You mean she's not pissed?
Okay, alright, okay, just think of this. Okay, so you have a girl who is nothing. Mm-hmm. Quite literally, she has no character or personality or anything. She's just a blob.
But Lily comes from nothing if you're going, like, actual character-wise.
Yeah, she is a nothing. Mm-hmm. Alright? She is Big Helmet's nephew's cousin's sister's roommate's niece's best friend's roommate. Okay. That's how far she is on the totem pole. You just find out, so you beat a whole, but you help destroy this one Death Star knockoff, you beat the bad guy, you fly the ship, you do all this cool stuff, and you find out you've been controlled by this one dude who you thought was a myth, and you were controlled by him, and she is, like, playing along and being, like, okay, and then she's like, oh, I must be sitting here thinking about the First Order. You didn't care squat about the First Order in the first movie.
Not really.
Until you dragged, kicking and screaming into it. Mm-hmm. Shouldn't her first question be, how the crap did you get into my brain?
Yeah.
Where is the explanation of how are you controlled? Because he says, this is something used on Padawans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Am I one of your Padawans?
Yeah, like,
how do you know who I am?
Did I get memory wiped? What?
Yeah, am I memory wiped?
Which, that would have made more sense.
She's not reacting. I mean, unless this is showing that she is starting to regain her memory and stuff, but Luke is like, you're inexperienced.
Yeah, you suck.
If she's this old, shouldn't she have some experience? Like, she should be able to, like, hold some of her own. Mm-hmm. I mean, how old is she, by the way? I don't even know. But yeah, so she's not reacting. That's another reason this is really boring. No one's reacting sensically. Because Luke is like, oh, you're here. My wife's invited you to dinner. Let's just. And I'm sitting here like, what?
Wait a minute.
Those three things have nothing to do with each other.
Yeah?
Yeah, no one's acting human. And this dialogue, these interactions and dialogue isn't telling me anything about who these people are. Because, I mean, this is okay. One thing about The Last Jedi. I still hated the movie. I'm not trying to defend it. It did take into consideration that 30 years later, Luke is going to be a very different person. Mm-hmm. You are a completely different person, depending on, like...
Life is life.
I mean, the person I am now is not the person I was in high school. The person I was in high school was not the person I was in junior high. Those things. People grow, people change. I didn't mind Luke being a grumpy old man. Mm-hmm. I just wanted a better explanation for it. Yeah. That was my only issue. I didn't mind the grumpy old dude. But, I mean, if he was like, going through grief, because people, like, there are some things that some people, like, really off the walls. Mm-hmm. That could have happened to Luke.
Yeah. I mean, if his whole school got slaughtered, yeah.
His whole school got slaughtered, maybe his wife and kids got slaughtered,
everything. This is round 2. Like,
maybe Snoke did something. I mean, it's all I wanted was a better explanation other than I thought my nephew's gonna go evil and then he killed everyone. Yeah. And it's like, maybe you shouldn't have hesitated.
Yeah, just kill him. It probably would have ended up.
So that's what's really driving me nuts with this, is that no one's reacting in a sensical way, that's what makes it boring. So like when I said 12 Angry Men, we've been watching monster movies all weekend. Yeah. There are some talkie scenes that are very interesting in those old monster movies. Like, I love the scene in Frankenstein between Dr. Frankenstein and his old doctor dude. That was a great conversation. I was, like, very engaged through the entire interaction. Good conversation. 2 dudes sitting at a table talking. Yeah. Very well done.
I think also, anything that bugs me about this whole paragraph, I'm just going to do paragraph because it's not the end of the scene, just to let you know.
Oh yeah, there's another.
This paragraph where he's like, "What? Why are you doing it?" Because this interaction with the whole, like, okay, yeah, come at me, that usually sounds...
Come at me, bro.
That sounds more of a person trying to prove themselves. Because let's say that the situation was, she's trying to tell, and he's telling her, no, it's fine, and she's like, you're not listening to me, dang it, and so she tries to pull the stunt she did last movie, and he just whacks her in the side and goes like, honey, I've been mind controlling you.
I'm not controlling you right now.
Yeah, like, you're...
And then he like wipes her butt.
Yeah, and then she tries again, and then he just whacks her again. He's like, stop it. Like,
usually when you have a teacher-student fighting, it's generally the student needs a lesson to learn.
Yeah, usually it's a person thinks they're better than they are, and they whack him aside.
Yeah. I can outdo you, old man. Yeah. That's a very common film trait, which works because...
Even with how bad the Aragon movie was, that was set up well. With, like, the whole, hey, I can hold my own to fight, and then Brom just wipes the floor with him. Yeah. Like, no, I'm not your cousin. It's like...
Yeah, I'm a little annoyed that they didn't go and save the people getting hurt. But yeah, I like the little stick fight scene.
Yeah, the fight made sense. The situation didn't.
Yeah, the situation made no sense, but the fight was the idea behind the fight was good.
Yeah. So it's like usually when you have a thing like this, it's to prove no, you don't have power anymore. I'm the boss, kind of thing like that.
That might be what he's doing. He's trying to like help her be less cocky.
But she's not even acting cocky because she never acts cocky.
That depends on how you define cocky.
You mean obnoxious? Yes. But
Well, yeah, well, she's obnoxious. Okay, Luke sheathes his lightsaber. It's a weird word to go with lightsaber, but okay, that's the least of this problem. And after a hand, I know of Snoke. He doesn't know Snoke, he knows of Snoke.
He knows of Snoke.
Okay. We have Histoi.
Okay.
He's safe on his planet.
Sacrum?
Sarcasm.
I was thinking more Saccharine from Tintin.
Tintin's a good movie.
Okay, we're not going to go
We're
there.
not using
Sarcasm.
that.
Okay.
The planet Sarcasm.
Okay.
Just like I am on
Mine.
Okay, I thought
You're on your planet of sarcasm.
his planet bleeds dark force energy. So if you give it a little while, it's gonna bleed out all. Sorry. Dark force energy, just like mine, gushes.
Oh, what? What? Wait, no. What? JJ, why you pick words like this? If this was you. Why?
He wants to kill me, that's why. Alright, two planets.
So he stepped on a grape and light comes out. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Planets from bygone eras still in opposition. Both of them are cloaked from detection. Okay. Only accessible with permission.
So they have the Fidelius charm?
Alright, this proves I'm not a huge Star Wars fan. How do you hide a planet? You pull out a telescope. Oh, look, there it is. Like, that's another thing in these movies. It always drives me crazy. How come no one has telescopes in these things?
I don't know.
I mean, you'd think that'd be useful. Because it made sense in the prequels when, like, the one planet was erased from the charts.
Yeah, because it's on a map.
That makes sense. We erased the planet from the chart. But he knew the planet existed, and he knew it was in that one relative area, but it was erased. I get that. Not a problem. That's fine. How did people just... It's from... Okay.
They had the red space
and you
cancer.
need permission? Yeah, but the space cancer was a ring.
That made no sense. Okay, moving on.
I mean, it's not like it's Venus. Is it Venus?
Yeah.
With the clouds?
With the acids.
Yeah, I'm like, Venus would make sense. Like, something like Venus.
You just can't get in it.
Yeah. Both of them are cloaked for detection without permission. Okay, so I'm guessing that's the McMuffin. I had a plan. Okay, he had a plan. A very long con, but I lost. The only way to penetrate Snoke's defenses was to train Kylo in both the light and the dark, but he was compromised. He was my spy, but ultimately too weak and despotic. Well, if you knew he was despot, then why the crap did you send him? To resist the dark side, I have a feeling you won't be. Rey stares at him.
Bemused.
Okay. Luke ignites his lightsaber. Shall we? He strikes, then changes... and charges her again.
Smirks
and charges her again.
Okay, this is a nitpick.
Okay.
Why does he keep calling him Kylo? Wouldn't he call him Ben?
That's true, but at this point we know his name's Ben.
And also, it's like, isn't this supposed to be... I mean, depending on how you want to do your Luke in this version... It's like, wouldn't he still be like, he's still my nephew, even if he's a weirdo? Because wouldn't she know who he knows who he knows who she...
My question is this before or after dinner?
It sounds like his wife's going, dinner's getting cold, jerk. Why are you still fighting?
Because I haven't seen anything said after dinner.
No, it sounds like they're on the way to dinner, and he just decides...
It doesn't just exposit. So this woman just gets to his island and just like vomits all this information out.
He's lonely. He's only had 6 and 8-year-olds to talk to.
He has a wife, you know. You're not that lonely.
Somebody else.
That's what I'm saying. We're at the very beginning of the movie, and
all this just happened?
Yeah, all we're getting is info dump, which... Okay, this is my question.
Okay.
This is my question, Essie. Why not just include all of this in the opening crawl? Listen, think about it. Okay, so in the opening crawl of the first one, I don't remember what the opening crawl was because I don't freaking care. I lost too many brain cells for me to go back and read that. But it mentions, like, you know, the first Order is like taking over, and Leia's trying to get stuff
Luke's
together,
gone.
and Luke's disappeared, and Leia's trying to find him, and First Order's trying to find him, and I think they mentioned Kylo Ren.
I think so, maybe.
Maybe. I know the last one does. This whole part of what Luke is saying to Rey should have been in the opening crawl of The Force Awakens.
And just start with her already in training?
Yeah, Luke's had to, like, send a Padawan, a memory wiped Padawan.
She's not even that.
Because, or something. Like, because I'm like, okay, because that would be interesting and intriguing, is you have this character who you're going to assume Luke is going to have to redeem because Luke did that for his father. Anakin. Because remember, Anakin had to destroy the Emperor, and he couldn't do that as Darth Vader, and so Luke had to turn him back to Anakin so he could destroy the Emperor. It wasn't Luke that destroyed the Emperor, it was Anakin. So I'm reading this, and this is terrible information for a scene.
Yeah. The scene is boring.
It's very clunky information. It's very... Because I thought that was the point of the opening crawl.
Was to get things out
was to get through...
Get you all up to
all
speed.
the boring stuff. So we wouldn't have to watch it. You know, a lot of movies...
Also,
Star Wars isn't the only one that does that. A lot of movies do that.
You ended the last movie with her already, like... With the island.
Planet, yeah.
So you could have just jumped forward with the crawl saying, oh, this is what happened after she showed up on the island.
Yeah, Luke explains to Rey, and then... You
then
can
just
jump.
start with...
Yeah, you don't have to start right where you left off. You have opening crawl. You have cheat sheets.
Yep.
You have memos.
Oh, by the way...
You have a fax machine in space. You can tell us things.
Okay. Yeah, that... Okay.
No, this is another thing. I have a serious... Okay, I have a serious nitpick with, like, sequel stuff. Okay, anyone ever notice... Because everyone talks about, like, Empire Strikes Back as, like, the best sequel. I think it's okay. It's not my favorite of the films. I personally am more of a Return of the Jedi fan, because Luke goes and freaking, wipes the floor with people. I like that movie. He's hot. People. He's in a black outfit.
He's killing people.
He's killing people. I like this film. The Empire Strikes Back has a great opening. Because you have the opening crawl to catch up. This is what's been going on. And then you go right into the action of Luke and Han on...
Luke's on his...
They're both out. They're both out. Because Han says he's going back.
Oh, yeah. So they're both out together.
Yeah, it looks like, I'm going to go and investigate. And Han's like, you do whichever you want. I'm freezing. I'm going back. And, and you're right into the action. The bad guys are dropping little spy drones. You're right there. It's a great opening. I love the opening of The Empire, and then it gets a little slow in the middle, but it's not a bad movie. I do like that movie, for the most part. But yeah, in this film, both this one and The Last Jedi, they start right where it left off. When you could have put this in the opening crawl of the movie, and cut to several weeks or months later, with Rey having trained with Luke for a bit, and now she's getting more up to speed.
Yeah.
Cut all of this out, basically, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Of the movie. Like, you can put it in the opening crawl, but don't put it in a scene, is what I'm saying. Because this is really boring. Okay, let's move on. General Hux stands on the observation deck of the gigantic... it's a description. Okay, good. Okay, I was afraid that was the name.
The gigantic Star Destroyer, the Siege. Okay.
Peering out into...
They're trying to do the part where you see Vader's helmet in the second film.
Huh?
Well, you know that part in Empire Strikes Back? I think it's Empire Strikes Back. There's one where Vader's looking out the window and you see the outside Star Destroyer, you're playing the Imperial March, and all of a sudden you see the back of Vader's helmet, like, oh, he made it from the last movie?
Oh, yeah.
And he's looking out the window, going like, yeah, I survived that. What do you think? It's like, I'm Vader.
Alright, Supreme Leader Snoke's holographic face appears behind him. He informs him Kylo Ren's conveyance on Mustafar is nearly over. Their number one priority is still to find Luke Skywalker's hidden planet. Okay, the bad guys make sense.
Yeah, because they don't know where he is.
Yeah, they don't know things. I'm still caught up on, like, Leia knows I've been in communication with her.
What?
What was the point of the movie? What was the whole point of Poe going and getting caught in the map? What?
If it was in our... Okay.
Okay, really quick. Let me go back to that really quick.
Oh, no.
Okay, that whole line, I've been in contact with Leia, destroys the first, several minutes of the first movie. Because if he's been in contact with Leia, he can freaking send her the coordinates.
Yeah.
When she needs him.
Or say, hey, check R2-D2.
Check R2-D2. I mean, yeah, R2-D2 only has part of the map, and BB-8 has the rest of the map. But okay, this is another thing that always bothered me with the whole map thing, because everyone has told me that you need both parts of the map because they're incomplete.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Being someone who has been the navigator on vacation, I can tell you, get another map.
What?
Overlay R2-D2's map on the second map, and you got the rest of it.
Yeah, how about other maps?
There is this cool thing called coordinates. Alright, I don't know if you know this. They're called latitude and longitude. And you use these things so you can line things up. Because maps are on grids.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if people know this with all your little GPS technology, but paper maps are on grids.
Okay, also, it's been a while since I've seen that movie, and I don't know if I'm wrong. Doesn't the one that BB-8 have is like... Cause
it's the actual section of where the
Because the one R2 has is like this big chunk with a big hole in
That's
the
what
middle.
I'm saying, yeah.
So
overlay R2-D2, if you don't have...
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like... BB-8's map, which Kylo gets, doesn't he? Because he mind wipes Rey or whatever. Because the one he has, it would be easier to overlay, because he actually has where the planet is.
Yeah.
You just have to slide it around the map until there's a connection.
Yeah, that's how maps work. If you have a part of a map, you can connect it with another map. I think we broke Essie.
Oh
okay.
my god.
That's what I'm saying. That's why the map has always bothered me. Because I was like, well, you need the part that that BB-8 has. No, you don't. If you have R2-D2, you find a planet near the chunk.
Also, okay.
And then you go like, okay, that planet, where's that planet on another map?
Look, also, JJ, you did write this, and it's starting to look like you did. What's up with old dude? I know you love your little mystery boxes, which, yeah, your TED Talk sucked, okay?
I'm gonna make a whole podcast on that. Would you like to join me on that podcast?
Why not? Why did you give it to random old dude who wasn't even like your friend who got blown up in the first movie from the TIE Fighter? Who the heck was him? Because, like, why would you entrust a piece of that map to a random dude that probably was easy to find, and it was the most easiest to line up on a space map section? You didn't even leave that section with R2-D2. You could have given him the one with the giant hole in the middle, because, yeah, good luck trying to find something with a giant hole in the middle, because there's still a million planets in that little section. But you gave him the part with the actual X marks the spot section.
But even if you just have... Okay, so if you have the R2-D2 map, for instance, if you have the R2-D2 map, then you just have to figure out what planets are in that vicinity and just go check them out. That instantly limits the search to planets within this...
I guess you hope you're in a one with like a million planets. You give them a galaxy. Here, search this.
Do they galaxy jump?
I don't know what they do.
I don't know what they do in these franchises. But yeah, so that's my biggest pet peeve with the whole map thing. Because like, oh, maps are cool and special. No, they're not. You go to AAA, buy a couple maps, and grab their little chunk of maps.
That's what the interns are for.
Yeah, that's what the interns are for. So you go to AAA and buy your maps.
Yeah, and then line them up. Okay. Anyway.
Whiz. All right. Hux explains his...
Compute droids.
What's a compute droid? Are working on detecting the secret location. Why don't you just get a map?
Compute droids?
What's a compute droid? I don't compute on what a compute droid is.
Compute droids? I don't even know why that's so dumb.
We're gonna move on.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, inside Darth Vader's castle on Mustafar, a semi-constructed Kylo Ren floats in Vader's old...
Bacta tank? I don't know if you're saying that right.
You're probably close to what I was gonna say. Bait box. And while submerged, tiny...
Metadroids.
Thank you.
Medical droids, I guess.
Medidroids. The Medis. Swim around his face like tadpoles. Mostly all of the necrotic flesh on the right side of his face has been replaced by biometric... Okay, this is another thing that's bothering me.
Okay.
Does anyone remember what Luke Skywalker's hand looked like in Empire Strikes Back?
Normal.
Return of the Jedi?
Looked fine.
Yeah. It had like a little box on it, but you can close that skin-colored.
Yeah. So we've retrogressed?
That's what I'm saying. They're like, because they're like, oh, look, he turns into this hideous thing. Don't you guys... I mean, okay, I understood Anakin having the very fake-looking hand in the prequels.
Yeah, because they hadn't gotten that point yet.
That's fine. I can live with that. Okay, yeah, it's before, fine.
Also, it's a whole arm, like...
Oh, that's true. It was an arm, wasn't it?
It was like up to the elbow or something? I forgot how much
it was pretty. It was pretty high up, yeah. Luke was just, wrist area. Yeah, because, like, Luke... I mean, okay, I know the real reason was they didn't have the technology to...
They didn't want to deal with that.
Deal with the makeup or prosthetic or anything.
Just make it look normal.
And he had, like, little feelers. You had the thing checking his fingers to make sure.
And then once he got shot, he just put a glove on it.
Yeah, you know, it was still functional. So why are they turning him into... Why are the tadpoles turning him into a monster?
I mean, okay, I can argue that maybe the face is a little harder because you actually have to deal with other stuff in there besides, like, bones, ligaments, muscles.
But do you know how much... do you know how many ligaments are in a hand? I mean, there's no muscles in a hand.
Oh, yeah, true.
Well, your fingers. I think there might be muscles, like... Are there muscles in your palm?
I can't remember.
I know, but there's, like, no actual... You can't really... There is no real muscle in your hand. And so I'm sitting there going, like, that's a lot of tendons and stuff and... flesh and
well, I'm guessing it's like we just stuck a robot on it.
I know, but like you could make a robotic face that looks like his.
Okay, at a stretch, I could say you couldn't replace an eyeball. It's a lot harder. Maybe.
Glass eye.
Because apparently, like, at least according to this paragraph, it's really painful, like he's screaming.
Give him some meth, pat him on the head, and send him to bed.
Opioids. Okay, anyway.
Or some opioids, or whatever.
I don't know what they're using. Anyway, but
give him
like,
drugs.
I mean, okay.
Give him the happy
If you want to give him a Terminator eye, fine. But it's like, wait, why are we giving him a metallic face?
I'm just saying, like, even if it is metal, why can't they paint over it to look like skin or something? Or put a skin thing over it? Because Luke's hand is obviously, you know, a prosthetic. Mm-hmm. Functioning robotic prosthetic with a skin overlay.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, why can't you do that with Kylo?
I don't know.
That's all I'm saying.
Maybe their budget sucks.
You're the first order!
Their health insurance sucks, okay? While he's screaming in agony, Snoke shows up, apparently. Well, his hologram.
And he scolds him?
For what, screaming? You're bugging me. Snoke's in the basement. Okay, that helps. Okay.
Kylo's detached eye cries blood. The tank tilts and bloody stuff begins to drain out. His limp body is... expelled in
wow, your medical droids suck. Like, we'll just kick you out onto the diseased floor.
You better be sanitary.
Okay. Okay.
Gosh.
I mean, okay, if you had to argue that, okay.
This is another scene that's written for the drama.
Yeah.
Also,
why didn't you start with this?
Yeah, why didn't you just start with that? With know, Kylo Ren being dumped on the floor.
Yeah, okay, question. Why don't they just start with the fake Vader Hux scene, and then you see Kylo screaming in the tank? That would have been a cool opening.
Yeah.
It also tells you what happened after the last movie. It's like, oh, this is what Kylo was doing. He was screaming. You know that happy thing with Leia hugging people and stuff? This is what he was doing. Yeah, he was screaming in a tank. That's
Good on you, mate. All right, back on Ahch-To.
At you.
Yeah, back on Ahch-To. Rey, Chewie, and R2-D2 eat dinner. Yeah, so this is before dinner.
Oh my gosh.
That whole exposition scene's before dinner. Wow, that's stupid. Okay. With Luke's family, Audra tells Rey how she and Luke met.
That'd be nice to know, which will not be in this paragraph.
Okay. I still want to know why Audra's old, but... Because I'm like, I mean, Luke's a dude. He can get married anytime he pleases and have kids. Yeah. It's harder for girls. And from what I've seen with Kylo Ren, your medical staff is terrible. So, okay. Rey enjoys the first family time she's ever had. Okay, so this is, alright, so this is where we start getting into shaky ground. She laughs with his kids, and one of them sits on her lap. She tells Luke she understands why he'd want to leave the war behind and enjoy the simple life. What? You were never in the war.
Yeah, she just kind of just, I don't know what.
That's something for, like, Finn to say.
Yeah, because he'd actually be in the war.
Why the crap isn't Finn just this character? That's a legit question. Because Finn would have a reason for saying that. He's been war his whole life. And
yeah,
then
cut that stupid Jander part
And then
out.
he gets this opportunity to see, like, family and, like, tenderness and, like, you know, love and all of this stuff. And he's like, yeah, I could totally see why you said bye. You know, if I had this, I'd leave too.
Right, it also doesn't make any sense because if you kept the beginning pages, she knows he's there for a reason, and she's like, oh yeah, well I can see why you ditched everyone. No, he said he's not ditching people. He said he's there for a reason.
Yeah, he said he was here for a reason, and so she said like why he would want to leave the war. Yeah, he didn't leave the war, sweetheart. He said he was here for tactical reasons. Why you're on a planet for tactical reasons and you brought your family to a tactical area,
smart,
is beyond me.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
This interaction
also
would hold way more weight with someone like Finn or Poe, who have been in war.
Yeah.
This would hold way more weight. I'm sorry, what were you going to say?
Well, it's like, also, with little kids, because I can understand if he, like, maybe he's had 2 marriages and he's had, like, older kids, so he has the teenagers and the younger ones, so he has teenagers to help him out, and the younger ones because, yeah, he's not leaving them alone.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Luke, I guess, is like his second or third wife. He just outlived them.
Yeah, because he's a Jedi Master. Of course, no one likes him. And he keeps getting assassinated. I don't know.
Maybe his first wife was a Jedi, too, and then, like, he kept marrying Jedis, but then they kept
getting killed. And so now
he's married a non-Jedi.
Yeah, so
he could actually say, could you please go wait in the house while I go take care of these guys? Thank you.
So you won't die like my last one.
Yeah.
So, maybe. And then, like, it's like, it's been 30 years. It's like...
Yeah, why don't you have older kids? Why are your kids 7 and 8?
I mean, not saying it's not possible, but...
That's why I'm saying, get a younger woman in there. It would make sense if she's younger than him. And he just didn't get around to settling down for a very long time because he was trying to re-establish the Jedis. He wasn't against it. He did put in, like, you guys can have families and close relations. I don't have time because I'm trying to rebuild all of this. And then he finally meets, Audra, and he's like, okay, yeah, I'll settle down. She's, like, younger than him.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That's a nitpick, but yeah.
Yeah, that's a nitpick. I'm not saying they had to do that. I'm just saying that when you're designing characters, let me just say this really quick. It helps when you're designing these characters to actually think in what would make the most sense for this character.
Yeah.
And if that means hooking them up with a way younger spouse would make more sense, I say go for it, because you can bypass a ton of exposition just by doing that. Because if we see Luke with a younger woman, we could instantly think, oh, he didn't have time to settle down. He's finally, while he's waiting to spring this trap on the First Order, you might as well, while you're sitting around.
Might as well have a family.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Kill 2 birds with 1 stone, kind of a thing. Like, that would bypass a ton of backstory. That's all I'm saying. Like, you can use your character's designs to bypass information. I'm just saying, it's like, I think I mentioned that in the Mulan review. Like, why didn't they have a huge age gap between Mulan's mom and dad? Because that would have done a great deal of, like, show, don't tell. Rey is worried of what could happen if Kylo finds the planet. Luke toying with a flute.
He's musical now. Okay.
What is he, a bard? Okay. Why doesn't Audra do the flute? There's nothing I can do to keep Kylo from finding the island. Are you a planet or an island? Is this a water planet with 1 patch of dirt?
That's what it looks like. Because you think it'd take longer to, like, have an island. There's, like, 1 island on this whole planet.
The volcanics on this planet suck.
That's my problem with Star Wars. It would have been a lot better if it was just a planet, but it's Star Wars, so...
Because that's another thing. It's like, once you find the planet, they instantly know exactly where you are. It's like, they go to, like, Leeds, Utah... And they're like, we looked you up in the phone book, we know exactly where you are. That makes sense. It's like, we land on a planet, we know exactly where you are.
Yeah, it's like, you show up in, like, you go through Earth's atmosphere and go, hey, I want to go to Tokerville. It's like,
yeah!
No one knows where Tokerville is!
But yeah, like, they always just, it's like the planets are the size of, like...
Jersey.
What's one of the small states in the original 13 colonies?
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island. It's like every planet is the size of Rhode Island. And I'm not being mean to Rhode Islanders. I'm just making a comparison.
Yeah.
Because you can drive across Rhode Island in, like, what, an hour?
A couple hours, yeah. It's teeny, so it's
tiny. I mean, there's jokes about detaching, like, floating away and, like, coming back. So it's like, it's tiny.
So yeah, it's like, all you have to do is search Rhode Island, you find everybody. It's like...
Yeah, and it's like, and that's what every planet is like. They don't take into consideration that once you're on the planet, you then have to figure out which part of the planet. So unless their planets are literally marbles, I'm not talking about the big marbles, I mean the little tiny marbles. Oh my gosh, it's just, it irritates me so much.
Okay, so he knows Kylo's coming.
It was foreseen long ago. Okay, now we got prophecy. Which I guess makes sense because...
They've had prophecy before.
Okay, alright, okay. Rey, we must stop him. He'll try to destroy... And then she gets interrupted. Luke cuts her off. Rey, there's something you don't understand. Yeah, like the plot. I don't understand the plot either. Once he finds this planet, he can never leave.
Thanks for giving away what you're going to do.
This planet is a... Hold on, wait a minute. This island is a trap, this island bait. Planet is a trap, and this island is a bait. When he comes, we'll be ready for him.
Shouldn't this be, like, farther on in the movie?
Okay, on the one hand, yes. And 2, in story writing, when you tell the audience... Okay, there's 2 things you guys should know about storytelling. If you tell the audience what's supposed to happen, which you can do. I am not downing this. I'm just pointing this out. If you tell the audience what you're planning to do, that means it's going to fail.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know if anyone remembers Yu-Gi-Oh!, at least the original series, where if the person tells you their entire move, like this trap card, this monster, it's not gonna happen. Like, they start to move, and then like the pharaoh goes, oh no, you don't, and ends it then.
Well, that's how you build tension, is like, because it's a rule in writing, and I understand this rule. It makes sense when you actually think about it. If you want to build tension in a story, have the characters, you have two options. Have the characters tell what they're going to do, and then have it fail. Because once you hear, because it's usually a tell in the story, like, if they start saying their whole plan, you're like, oh, it's going to fail miserably.
Like, you're all going to die.
Yeah, kind of a thing. Another option is having the characters not tell their plan, and then have it work, because then you don't know what's is it working or not working?
I mean, it's okay.
Because you don't know what the plan is.
Let's go back to the original Star Wars.
Okay.
In Return of the Jedi, you know what the plan's going to be. They know, okay, Emperor's going to be on ship. Ship does not have the cannon ready yet. And it has a shield thing projected from this planet, or moon, whatever it is. Okay, our goal, go take down shield, then shoot it. That's the whole plan. That way, kill the Emperor, we're done.
So that Lando can go in and shoot the car.
So you know that when they get caught, because the Emperor's like, oh yeah, I know what you're going to do. Yeah. And I've already sent down people to take care of the whole shield thing, and our cannon is operational, just so you know, so I can start blasting you. So that way, like, oh, crud.
Yeah, and so they both give... So that's kind of an interesting situation, because they both give their sides of the plan, and so then the ending is just watching it play out, because then you know what the two sides have on their benefits, of their benefits, and so you're like, oh, snap, who's going to win? You know, so that's a unique way of dealing with it, is having both sides say their say, what they're going to do. But yeah, so having Luke say that should be a warning sign to everybody that the plan ain't going to work.
Yeah, I think I don't know.
It kind of does. I don't know. It depends on how you translate works and doesn't work.
Okay, whatever. So we'll be ready for him. Then I'll kill him.
Right, then I'll kill him. I'll do what has to be done. Luke, we can't kill him. It will be pointless. Not it will be I'm against it because he's my nephew. It's pointless.
Yeah, isn't this your nephew? Mr. Family
I love
Man?
how Luke doesn't talk about him like he's his nephew.
Yeah, it's like, okay.
This is the guy who redeemed Darth Vader.
Okay, this would only work. Okay, I'm just saying this here.
Well, Anakin.
This would be cool if, like, everyone thinks that's him, because that's what everyone was told, that, oh, he became this. But wouldn't it be kind of cool if someone killed the real Ben and impersonated him?
And that's why Luke doesn't freaking care.
Because Luke's like, that's not him. It's like, yeah, it's somebody else who took over.
I don't care about redeeming this idiot.
This more, I don't care. That's the way that would make sense. And
that would
be
cool.
You heartless jerk. Like, no, it's not my nephew.
Cool, you killed my nephew.
You killed my nephew. Because that'd be like the reverse reveal, where instead of I am your parent, you're not my nephew.
That would be cool, actually. Yeah, I can see it. That'd be cool. Once he dies, the Force will just create another dark side user.
Are we going back to the whole, like, balance crap?
I think we are.
Okay. Also, okay, that was proved bogus by the stupid TV shows, because Maul didn't die. So Anakin springing up is, like, totally normal, isn't it?
I thought it was based more on your decisions, because it's like...
Because it made a big deal about there's only two Siths at a time, right? Yeah, so it was like, okay, you have...
Well, Darth Maul got demoted.
I guess, but it's like, he didn't go away, so... He didn't die, he just got demoted. So I'm saying, like, okay, if I demoted his Sithness, or whatever the heck he is, another guy's gonna pop up. Okay, then just don't get him demoted.
I want to know why there has to be two.
That made no sense. I don't know. Anyway.
I mean, multiple people can be evil. See, like, maybe even stronger. We have to trap him on the island and keep him here.
Again, that won't do anything.
Rey wants to know how, Luke. I've got another plan.
That worked so well last time.
In the meantime, we train. Okay, so they're playing 2 plan cards. Rey nods. Just
nuts.
So, Rey, what is this place? What is this planet called? It doesn't really have a name. It's Achu. Said in the first paragraph. It doesn't really have a name, and there is a reason for that. It's a planet very rich with Force energy.
Okay.
After Order 66... This is where the surviving Jedi came for safe haven.
Wouldn't more of them be there?
Many Jedi have lived and died here.
Undetected in... Okay, wouldn't there be like a little community? Because I'm pretty sure most of them wouldn't have kept the dumb rules.
Why are there fish nuns? And porgs? That's all that's on this patch of dirt.
That's...
Craggy Island has nothing but fish nuns and porgs.
This isn't that one.
I wish it was Craggy Island.
Well, either one. This isn't...
The movie would be better if it was Craggy Island.
This isn't Johnson's version.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, there's no fish nuns in this version, which...
Well, okay, alright, so Okay, excluding the fish, nuns, and porks. It's just Luke, his wife, and his kids.
There's no one else? There wasn't, like, some really old Jedi dude? Like, there isn't, like, another Yoda standing?
Yeah, there isn't, like, some old dudes who are like, emoji! Like, doing that. You don't have, like...
You couldn't do, like, the rest home version of Home Alone where all the Jedis are just tricking people?
It's moments like this that tick me off in regards to Rogue One. Because everyone I talked to is like, everyone in Rogue One had to die. Mm-hmm. No, they didn't. You're really bad at writing if that's your reason for why everybody dies. Oh, they had to die. Why? Because they're not in the other movies. It's a galaxy, you idiot. We're only following a small number of people. Mm-hmm. You don't have to show everyone. You know, they can go off doing their own little thing. It would make a lot more sense if you had someone like Chiron on this island.
Yeah, there's a version of Chiron who's made it.
Yeah, like, you know, like he tried to stick around and stuff like that, and then he finds Luke. Mm-hmm. You know, he could have been the person who trained Luke.
That'd been funny.
When people are like, well, maybe Ahsoka helped train Luke. Well, maybe Chiron did.
If he'd made it. Like...
And Chiron could have kind of been like, I'm retiring. You know, you can go and build the Jedis. I'm going to go retire to this island. And he told Luke about it, because how the crap... Okay, this planet has no name and is on no star charts. Luke is rebuilding the Jedis from scratch. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have all the paperwork.
No.
How did he find it?
The secret Jedi text.
Which were on the island.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
So it would make more sense if you had a Chiron character who is pretty sure who could have been a Padawan back during Order 66 and survived. And, you know, he doesn't want to go to the island because, you know, he is with Baze, and Baze is not a Jedi. Mm-hmm. And so he's trying to be obedient to the Jedi. Like, only Jedi can go to this island. And he doesn't consider himself a Jedi, so he doesn't want to go to the island either because, you know, I didn't finish my training. But he knows where it is. And then he meets Luke, and he helps Luke because he's like, I know some things. Mm-hmm. And so he teaches Luke what he knows. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, I'm going to go and maybe kill Baze.
Yeah, Baze dies during Rogue One.
Yeah, during Rogue One, Baze dies. And Chiron is like, you know what? My best friend is dead, and I've taught you all I know, which isn't much, but I've taught you everything I know. I've helped you establish the Jedi. I'm gonna go and look for the island, and I'll send you a memo if I find it.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, it's just having Donnie Yen back would have been hilarious.
That would have been awesome. And he could be the Yoda character.
Yeah. you can smack right in the face with this.
Yeah, have his smack right.
That'd be fun.
That would be awesome. I love the idea. But yeah, so I'm just saying, how does Luke, who's been building this from scratch, know where the planet is if he says it doesn't have a name and it's not in any charts, and freaking Kylo Ren doesn't know where it is?
Yeah, that'll explain why he doesn't know, because wasn't he in the same place?
Because if Chiron only sent the memo to Luke and said, hey, dude, I found the island. And Luke's like, cool, stay there. I'll call you if I need you.
That'd be kind of funny. That way you can incorporate random old dude. Like if you had it where most of the Rogue One crew survives, and old dudes like Brody or somebody,
yeah, Brody,
and that's why he has it, because Chiron probably would have sent it to him first as like an extra like security. So he has it. So he gives it to Luke, and then he still has a copy, which Leia's like, okay, he told this one guy, go talk to this dude.
Luke told me his plan, but I don't know where he is, so I can't help him if he's in danger. And so she could have talked Bodhi into giving her the plans.
Yeah, something like that.
That would make sense. That's why they didn't write it.
Because it made sense.
Because it also would have given a reason for Rogue One. We need to introduce these characters.
Yeah, because you don't know these people.
So you can care when they die. So if the old dude was Bodhi, and Rey was... If you killed off Cassian, and you had a romance between Bodhi and Jyn, Rey could have been their kid. Which would have made sense.
Anyway, should we get back to this crap?
No. Okay. Going back.
Okay, anyway.
Okay, because I'm just getting more and more questions the more I'm reading this. Many Jedi lived here and died here in peace, away from the tyranny of the Empire. How do you freaking... Okay. Wait, Jedi knew about this place. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't Vader or Anakin?
Oh, crud. Yeah. Yeah, would Vader have known and probably...
So what age in your initiation did you find out about this place?
It was in the manual, so no one read it.
Okay, if this place is so secret, why did Yoda go to Dagobah?
Yeah.
Which isn't secret.
Also, okay.
If this place is so amazing that people who survived Order 66 went there, why wasn't Yoda among them? And he could have guided Luke to this place? Why didn't Obi-Wan take Luke there if it can't be found? Why did he dump him with his aunt and uncle?
Oh, gosh. Let's see, we broke the script in, 3 pages?
I don't even know. This isn't right. This is the thing with secrets. All right, let me just say this really quick. When you're dealing with secrets, you really have to sit down and write who knows what.
Yeah.
That's kind of...
Or else you get this.
You get this! All right, and this is something I've told a lot of writers, and that is, before you start writing your book, I'm okay if you can outline it, that's fine. But in the outlining process, take each character, and if you have a really bad memory, I luckily don't have that bad of a memory, but I'll probably do this later when I get more characters and more complex plots, because my story right now is very not that complex, so I can remember everything off the top of my head. I won't be able to later. But if you write a complex story, take each character and write down what information they know. I'm talking like truths, lies, secrets, stuff like that. Everything they have access to and know why they know that. Because just knowing what they have, that's stupid. It needs to make sense as to why they know that. Luke knowing what this planet is, building the Jedi from scratch makes no sense. That's why I'm saying having a character like Chiron would make sense if Chiron... I had this master who did something with the temple. Like, he was a temple worker.
Yeah.
Gosh, it sounds so wrong to say. I'm so sorry. Please don't distract me with lightning. And so Chiron is, like, very... Because also they explained his whole monk.
Yeah, his whole monk aesthetic.
Yeah, there were temple Jedi, and that's what Chiron was.
Maybe it was, like...
He hasn't been there since he was, like, a little kid. And so he's not entirely sure where it is, and also doesn't want to take Baze there, because Baze is unworthy. But he likes Baze, and so he doesn't want to ditch him. No. So he stays with Baze, which would be awesome.
Yeah.
Friendship.
Maybe it's like, because they talk about how the Jedi was so bureaucratic and stuff like that. Maybe there was like groups that were like, screw all of you. So they kind of became a separate little group. Still part of the Order, but they kind of had their own little thing.
Yeah, like the Temple Jedi. Like, that's something that's like, they're more onto like the texts.
They're more spiritualist and not really politics.
Yeah, they're more spiritualist. They don't like politics. They can fight, but they're not the ones who go head on into battle. And Chiron could have been that.
Yeah,
and so he, as the Padawan of a Temple Jedi, would be able to teach Luke about all the Jedi text stuff. All the textbook knowledge.
Yeah.
I would also explain how Luke knows where this apparently can't find on a freaking map planet is.
Also, could probably hint why Vader didn't know where it was.
And it would explain why Vader didn't know.
Because he was not part of that group.
Yeah, because it was like, because only the Temple Jedi knew where every single temple was. And they had the secret ones.
Yeah, no one talked about.
Yeah, you had to be like really high in their group to know about. Maybe even Yoda and Obi-Wan and every place, because they were so big on politics, they didn't get this information.
Yeah.
That would have made sense, and that would explain how Luke knows about it. How does he freaking know in this one? You killed Chiron.
Yeah.
See, that's why I'm okay with movies like Rogue One existing, if they're there to explain something that the other movies didn't need to tell us.
Yeah, because you didn't need to know any of that stuff yet.
Rogue One, the thing I hate about Rogue One, I didn't hate the movie, but the thing I hate about Rogue One was it didn't tell me anything I needed to know.
Yeah.
At all.
No.
It told me zero, zilch, nada. And so if you wrote Rogue One as I need to explain this part in my sequel trilogy that I don't want to sit there info dumping on. Let's use Rogue One as a quick little introduction as to who these people are so we can drop their names.
You're like, oh, that guy.
If you don't want Donnie Yen, show Chiron's grave.
Yeah, have it where like when he's telling her this or walking through the Jedi cemetery and you see Chiron's headstone or something.
Yeah, Chiron came here after the thing and he can tell her that. Like, done, you explain it. He told me about it. Okay, no, we're good. But this one, it's a secret planet. No one even knows the name of it. How did you know it?
He just named it and gave this paragraph.
Yeah, it's called Achu. Crying out. All right, this planet is where the Force began. Wouldn't it be kind of special? Like,
is that why we can have puppets summoning Force lightning?
Alright, if this is where the Force began, then doesn't every Jedi know about it from, like, history books?
Okay.
You have a lot of conflicting information in this paragraph. Probably where it's all going to end. Okay, cute. Let's get off this page.
Please.
Alright, next. Back to Hux. So far, we're still in Act 1, by the way.
Oh, great, we are? Oh, great.
Yeah, also JJ wrote this, he doesn't know how screenplay structure works. This treatment reminds me of something J.K. Rowling would have written. I mean, J.K. Rowling, don't get me wrong, she's a good book writer. She can't write screenplays for squat. Or plays, apparently. Okay, back to Hux on the siege. Their sensors pick up a gigantic...
You like gigantic, too.
Piece of space junk. Wow. It's an old bombed out piece of
Corellian freighter? Is that what that says?
Okay, maybe if you're a huge Star Wars nut, you know what that is. Hux tells them to ignore it, but as it floats closer, the tech picks up multiple heat signatures. Suddenly, Poe, Finn, and a squadron...
Wait, okay, hang on. How long ago was this from the first movie? Because isn't Finn supposed to be in a pod with, like, back injuries?
This is not the Finn you're thinking.
Don't you dare try that. Okay.
Okay, they're in X-Wings and they shoot charred and bombed out hull.
Huh?
Hold on, so are Finn and Poe bombing the carrier, or are they bombing the siege? It's charred and bombed out hull. That sounds like it should be the carrier. The freighter.
It looks like they're shooting their cover.
That's smart. Hux dispatches TIE fighters to combat this sneak attack, big dogfight. Alright, I'm cool with that. During the assault, Poe launches a disguised BB-8 into the siege on...
Exhaust port.
BB-8 enters the ship and starts snooping around. Okay. Alright, I really don't have much of an issue with that.
It kind of works.
Okay, that's fine. Now that they're planted BB-8s on board, General Leia commands Poe's fleet to retreat. Just as Hux calls for reinforcements, the X-Wings blast into hyperspace and out of range. BB-8 rolls through the ship, locating a huge room where What's a compute bot?
Compute droids.
What is that?
I don't know.
Okay.
I already got mad earlier. I'm kind of just there now.
Our reverse engineering hyperspace signatures in their sector. They're looking for Achu. Mm-hmm. So do they know that they're in the same area as Achu, or?
No, I guess they're just trying to how long do...
In case you guys forgot, Achu was Octu.
So how long do hyperspace signatures stick around? Because if they're trying to get Luke's, then shouldn't that be gone by now? It's been several years?
Think. I don't know what they're doing. They're just looking for
something.
The planet. BB-8 sends Leia a coded message informing them of this. Poe tells them they've got to warn Luke and Rey on the island. Well, Luke's waiting for him, so... Mm-hmm. But Leia ordered BB-8 to upload fake coordinates. Okay, alright, so this does and does not work. It does work in the fact that they now have the map, and so Rey does know where Luke is now. Mm-hmm. That's where it does work. If Luke's been staying in contact with Leia, why didn't she just, been bombarding them with fake coordinates for the whole time? Past?
Why hasn't she been doing this whole time?
Yeah, why is she just doing that now? And sending him to the other end of the galaxy.
I don't know.
I mean, she's on the planet. We need Kylo to find the planet, and so why isn't she trying to maneuver Kylo? Also, how much is she in on with this plan to deal with Kylo? Because Kylo's her son. So how does she feel about trapping him?
So maybe she's trying to do her own plan.
Also, why is trapping a Sith on the most Force-sensitive planet a good idea?
Does that guy sound
I just realized that.
Anti-productive? Why don't you throw him a black hole or something?
Well, they do that to Hux later. Anyways. Gosh, we're never gonna get through this. I hope you guys enjoy this.
Okay, so, I mean, this could kind of work if Leia, maybe Luke told Leia, hey, I'm gonna try and trap your son, and she's like, oh, no, you don't. So maybe she's trying to, prolong it, so she's sending them fake crap so that they can't get she'll slow them down.
I'm really confused as to who knows what and why.
Yeah.
Alright, Leia tells Luke Leia tells Poe not to worry. She knows exactly where she's sending them. I think this is the black hole bit. Meanwhile, Snoke is convulse.
Convulse. Okay. What? He's what?
He's convulsed.
What is that word?
He's doing something on his home planet that's probably not
convalescing. Okay, whatever. He's something on his home planet. You can
on sarcasm.
You look it up. We'll leave a link in the description. You look it up.
Yeah, on sarcasm, he incubates
in what seems like a gelatinous womb. Oh, thanks a lot. Gross.
Disgusting. Nested inside a computerized half-dome, he stirs and crawls out of the womb freshly or feasts like a baby.
Oh! What? Why? Okay. Why? It's ugh. I mean, Vader had a very nice setup. He had this little thing.
Yeah,
puts the helmet on him.
They got him dressed in the morning.
Yeah, he didn't get him dressed in the morning. You have to crawl out of a bunch of liquid every morning. Ew. Oh, it's gross. Anyway.
Quickly, he attends to dress his feeble Oh, he says feeble. How the crap is he, like...
Crawling out of crap?
A menace. And inject him with life-preserving medications. Mm-hmm. Second appearance, the female Daphne Nut.
Daphne.
Daphne of Melody?
Melody. Apparently, I think it's a Star Wars race. I don't know.
Origin approaches him. She looks like
Morticia Adams. Don't you bring her into this.
Don't you bring Morticia Adams into this, you heathens. With heavy
Scaya?
I don't know.
Are those things that Ahsoka has, or is that different?
I don't know.
Okay. Sorry for totally messing up Star Wars crap.
His guards on her, and she fights them feverishly with her something.
Vibracite. That sounds really wrong.
That sounds terrible.
Okay, so I guess it's those weird vibrating blades.
Oh gosh, okay.
Okay.
Family-friendly channel. Okay.
Look up Mandalorian crap.
Yeah.
If you don't know what I'm talking about.
I'm pretty sure it's that, but like, I want to know why he sticks his guards on her.
Isn't it hard to get people to this planet? Did you not kill your help?
Well, it's okay, because they have an entire planet full of opera singers or something. Choir singers.
That's right, okay. Skywalker. We're not there yet. After
this brief skirmish, he applauds, she bows to Snoke, who smiles. This whole movie is just spectacle. Like, there's really nothing in this film.
Yeah.
He tells her she's ready to advance to the next level of training. She is to travel to Mustafar and keep a watchful eye on Kylo. She jumps to her sleek, maple leaf-looking spacecraft.
The Prelly?
And blasts off.
The Prel... Is that Prel?
Prel.
Okay, so she has a ship called the Prel that looks like a maple leaf.
Okay, back to Atchu. Rey and Luke walk up the grassy hill towards the rocky mountain peak. Luke, let me show you something. They reach the summit and spy a golden temple, the first Jedi temple, the bell. Rey enters, mouth gape. So Rey looks like when she has her mouth open. On the walls of the bell are ancient Jedi hieroglyphs
and pictograms.
Cute. Okay, depicting age-old Sith Jedi battles. Luke walks towards a large hourglass and flips it over. Please don't restart this movie. Actually, no, please, just restart the whole sequel trilogy. That'd be great. Luke, as I said, we have 90 sunsets until imminent attack when the last grain of sand.
So you're just counting now?
Yeah, from what? 90 days till when you turn the hourglass over? Don't turn the hourglass over. Falls to the bottom. Does Kylo know he's supposed to show up when the last grain of sand falls to the bottom? And does he have a little hourglass? Like, need to tell him. If we're not on that beach, it will all be too late. It'll be too late. Rey asks how he has knowledge of the future. She still hasn't asked him who she is. I still don't know who she is. He tells her this island was home to an ancient sect of Force-sensitive archivists. Force-sensitive archivists. Mm-hmm. You could have used Donnie Yen. Ta-da! Right there! Everybody praise me! Come on!
Called it!
I could have used it. It would have explained the whole monkey get-up thing.
Oh gosh. Anyway, okay.
Force-sensitive archivists.
Yeah.
I want my applause. I'm editing in an applause. All right, the...
Knid. What?
What language is this speaking?
Okay, just because you can put apostrophes in things does not make it better. Either it's the nid or the knid. Just stop it. Stop it.
Is that word knack? VeggieTales?
Yeah, the gnat.
Yeah, the gnat.
The G is silent.
Okay, etched into the walls, he shows her archives depicting Jedi Sith battle. You said that already. They go back as far as 1,000 generations, all chronicled in
hieroglyphic form.
Thank you.
If you don't make them look pretty and like they're 2D and stuff,
they look like the hieroglyphics from The Mummy with Boris Karloff.
Yeah.
Great movie. The hieroglyphics are terrible, but great movie.
Yeah.
I actually like the movie.
pretty cheap. It's
Well, Boris Karloff is great. Like,
Yeah.
you really can't hate Boris Karloff. It's like a Vincent Price movie. You really can't hate it too much.
You're watching it for him.
Yeah, you don't really watch it for the set. Okay, Rey studies them. Following the timeline, she's shocked to see on the very end a drawing of her
In her 3 buns.
with her dinosaur haircut. It looks like a dinosaur haircut, sorry. Handing Lu's lightsaber back to... Okay, so let's keep going further. You'll see
How it ends.
Yeah. Back to him on the cliff. Rey, you knew. Lu chuckles because they knew.
So do you get, like, random crap on these walls? It's not
So
just...
who's Rey?
Why is she here?
I still don't get it. Okay. Alright, a few inches away, she sees a picture of a giant battle.
Great battle.
Whatever.
Okay.
3 Jedi face 7 knights in black. Black. She realizes... So we're doing the Old West theme where, like, the good guys wear white and the bad guys wear black.
I guess.
Okay. It's a little dated, but alright. She realizes this is the impending battle Luke speaks of. Rey traces the people with her fingers.
Don't touch it!
Sure! I see me! I see you! Me! But who is the third one? At our side, Luke, we're not the only force sensitive on the island.
Wait, she's not here yet.
So why wasn't she at dinner? Okay. Off Rey's look.
He's responding to her expression.
Off Rey's look. Luke responds, she's on her way.
She's not on the island yet!
Make up your mind, Jar Jar, JJ. Rey looks around the temple and sees many artifacts strewn. So they're like thrown around? Oh, okay. Strewn around the floors and walls. Different weapons, armor, headdresses, and a couple jetpacks. She runs straight towards one. A jetpack! Rey exclaims, they fly now!
Oh, they fly now! They fly now! They fly now!
I used one of these before on Jakku. Whose was it? Luke, as I said, this was a safe haven. Many warriors left their armaments here for safe... Wouldn't you want that with you?
Would you want to take that with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Luke asked her to kneel on an ornately decorated cushion in the center of the chamber. Luke pulls a golden headdress resembling a snake's head. Why does this go very Egyptian all of a sudden? From the wall and places it on her head. Okay. Wait, you said he told her to kneel on the cushion and then she kneels. As he kneels, he sets an ancient Jedi
holocron
in front of her. He asks her to meditate and dive
headfirst
into the aperture of the Force. He wants to test her Force sensitivity.
You can't try to attach her with a lightsaber?
You didn't do that when you were like...
Force controlling her?
Yeah. I feel like a lot of the Luke and Rey scenes are padding.
Yeah, they kind of feel...
Because the scenes with Leia, Poe, and Finn, I can see those. Mm-hmm. Like them dropping BB-8 off on the ship and stuff. I can see that. Like, I'm cool with it. I don't understand half of these scenes. Mm-mm. It's just like, hey, let's talk mystic mumbo jumbo.
Yeah? Why?
And Luke doing it, I kind of feel like is very out of... It's not... Another reason I kind of wish I had Chiron, because then Chiron could do this.
Yeah.
And Luke could be like, I'm more of the fighter, I'm more of the Jedi Knight, the warrior person, and Chiron is like, you must be balanced. Mm-hmm. You can both of them beat the snot out of her, that'd be awesome. Two against one, let's do this.
You got whipped by a blind dude. You were like, yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Your ego just went through the floor.
That would be awesome. I would love that. She's like, you can't do anything. Then you have Chiron, whoop her. Great. I'm all for that movie. I am all for that movie. Okay, as she concentrates, her body begins to flicker like a candle.
Okay.
All right. In and out of existence. Oh, good. Do we zap her out of this movie? Luke's eyes widen, but he's unfazed. Okay. He talks her through this journey. Suddenly, Rey is sitting on a platinum throne inside a great Acropolis. She wears lavish gold armor, her eyes glow red, and explosion is heard, and half the
Acropolis
blows out.
So she got the armors from gods of Egypt.
Probably. The palace is attacked by a Jedi Knight. She touches her hand to a nearby holocron, the same holocron. Luke breaks the vision. Rey gasps, "It was so real, Luke, because it was 300 generations ago. So it can't hurt you. It's, no.
It happened.
It's a while ago."
These are the shadows of things that have been.
Gosh.
So bad I'm quoting Dickens.
Yeah, Dickens can't even save this. Luke explains Jedi holocrons to her, Rey. So this is the first Jedi temple. Luke responds. Okay, so Rey, this is the first Jedi temple. Yes, it was.
I told you earlier.
Yeah, stop repeating yourself. Do you want to see the second?
What?
Off Rey's look we cut.
Why do we care?
Okay, where's Act 2? Okay, Act 2. We're almost to Act 2. And then we're going to stop, and we'll get back to this in Act 2.
Okay. Let's
just finish Act 1. Let's have Act 1 in one podcast.
Okay. We can do it.
Okay, back to Mustafa. I can't read. Luke looks at a cracked...
That's Kylo.
Kylo looks at a cracked... Would you like to read?
No.
Okay.
You're doing fine.
Thank you. Kylo looks at a cracked mirror. He sees his reflection and is horrified.
Because their insurance would cover flesh.
This is what happens when you have communism. Medicare goes down the drain.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
I'm like, you're like one of the top dudes in the First Order. Wouldn't they want you to, like, be put back together? That's my thing with the whole, because Luke's hand looked great, and he was part of the rebellion.
Yeah. See, we have a better health plan.
Join the rebellion. We got healthcare. Actual healthcare.
Okay.
Crying out loud. Half his face is sutured.
In mecha tissue? Okay, so he's a cyborg.
Okay. His left eye is
cataract.
Cataract of blue film. So this is Gods of Egypt.
Great.
Alright. He's become a monster.
Good reason to wear your mask now.
Yeah. He smashes his fist into the mirror. Oh, 7 years bad luck. He screams in anger as he sluggishly stands upright. He spies his mask and outfit hanging in the corner. His communicator chirps. Master Kylo. Daphne approaches. Daphne's nut approach. How do you say that? Newt? Newt?
Okay, Daphne Newt. Okay. I don't care.
Alright, Daphne Acorn approved. Ship gates through Mustafar's hangar bay. To the Mustafar hangar bay, Kylo and his Knights of Ren wait.
Oh, they actually showed up!
Yeah, they're in this one.
Yay!
Daphne tells Kylo Snoke has sent her to babysit him. Spy on him. Same thing. Kylo gives her new order. She is to accompany him to Jakku. Well, she's technically still doing what Snoke told her to do. To seek out the last known owner of the Millennium Falcon. I know I mispronounced that. I don't care. This whole movie's a joke. Unkar Plut.
Okay.
Is that the fat guy?
Yeah, it's the guy with the food rations, I think.
Okay. She bows, yes, master. Okay, Poe and Finn.
You have
not been in this movie. Okay, I noticed they like to sideline Finn, because, like, in the first movie, Finn, you see him, the last time you see him, he takes off his helmet, and then the next time you see him, he's saving Poe.
Yeah.
It's like, we don't need to show these characters as...
progressing.
Yeah, people.
We have instruction manuals for that.
Yeah. Alright, Poe and Finn and the X-Wing Squadron meet at a rendezvous.
Rendezvous.
Thank you. French word, point. Leia explains to Poe she directed Huck's ship towards an outer rim of the unknown regions.
She sent him to Tatooine. I don't know.
Poe checks the star chart to see nothing in that sector but a dying black hole.
Should you just say dying star? That's what that is.
Oh, that's true.
It's like, it's not dead yet.
You don't space very well. Leia says, precisely. She explains the only way to beat the First Order is to lure Hux and his flagship Star Destroyer, the Siege, into the black hole.
So they have all their resources on one ship.
Okay, a couple of things. You blew up the big planet thing in the last movie. I think a couple guns would solve your problem, like get in an X-Wing and blow something up.
Yeah. Okay, why don't you just shoot them?
Yeah.
Like you always do.
Yeah, it's like, what? I mean, the black hole's kind of a cool idea, but I'm kind of sitting here like, you blew up a planet. Also, do they have all their stuff on one ship?
Yeah. I mean, what even is Hux now? Is he even like the head dude, or what is he?
I don't know.
Okay.
Poe points out that BB-8, his favorite droid, is on the ship, but it's a great plan.
Why'd you use BB-8?
He's recognizable.
You couldn't use like the mouse droids or something.
Yeah, grab a mouse droid and rewire it.
just you know.
Whose idea was it? Leia replies, BB-8's.
Yeah, okay, we're getting advice from droids. Okay, good.
What?
It wasn't even R2's, it was BB-8's. It wasn't even R2 going, oh, get rid of this guy. I'm the main cute droid.
A couple questions. BB-8's Poe's droid.
Yeah.
So why is BB-8 making plans with Leia? I mean, he's Poe's little X-Wing droid.
This would be funnier if you could hear my rambling earlier. It's like if it was R2's plan to get rid of BB-8 so he can become the mascot again. Probably. Yeah, why are we using Poe stuff? Just saying.
Well, why is Leia using Poe stuff? Like, it's Poe's droid. So wouldn't he be using Poe's droid for things? And also, he's the one who's okay dropping off BB-8 on the ship. Wouldn't he be privy to the plan before he dropped his favorite droid on the ship? Also, you guys don't have any, like, droids that are just used for, like,
you don't have kamikaze droids or something?
Like, I mean, he's a bright orange and white. Like, I think it was disguised, but...
They didn't, like, repaint him? I don't know.
Well, one thing I didn't understand was why they have a whole bunch of BB-8 droids. Because why didn't they just have BB-8 as something that Poe designed and built? That'd make him iconic. He's like, there's literally no other droid like him.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Alright, the set of course. Alright, whatever. On Jakku, Daphne and the two knights of Ren wait in Unker Plitz's line. They wait in line. They're not gonna, like, push to the front.
Yeah, like,
we're gonna stand in line and check our phones.
You're the first order. Why don't you tell them to screw, like, buzz off?
I guess they're trying to do a covert, like, undercover stuff. They creep towards the front. It's like pictured a little, like, over the top creeping. They see Unkar behind the gate of his infamous barter station. What do you mean infamous?
We saw it last movie. It's no infamous.
They ask for the Millennium Falcon's tracking device. He rudely barks back at them. I have no such thing. Get away from me, you amphibious urchin? So she looks like a frog.
I don't know.
He slams the gate in front of them. Daphne smiles using her scythe thingies. She surgically cuts the massive chunk out of the station wall. The wall crumbles to the ground with... That's alright. As the various traders and town folks...
There's a town?
Yeah, it was a little... Yeah, she called it town in the other one. It didn't look like a town.
Okay.
Scurry Unkar Plutz falls out. She asks again. This time he complies. Back on Achu, Luke, Rey, and Chewie stand on the beach. Rey wears the newly discovered jetpack and fiddles with the wrist saddle controls.
I thought you were supposed to be training.
It doesn't seem to be working. Luke snickers. Luke snickers, his focus concentrated force energy out into the ocean. A gigantic pyramid? What's up with all the Egyptian stuff? 10-story high emerges from the roaring waves. Rey, this is the second Jedi temple.
Why bring the jetpack?
Maybe it'll pay off in a second. Luke, it was well... Oh, Rey, this is... Rey says this is the second Jedi temple. Luke says, yes, it was well hidden. Not really, just get some scuba gear. Right there. A small door opens. Luke waves her in after you. Okay, so is it like near the... Do they need the jetpack to go in? Luke takes her through the spiraling hallways and explains the temple's mysterious existence.
Are we almost done with the first act?
Or we got one more paragraph. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I know it's bad. I know. Calm down. Okay, they train with staffs and Don't you lifesaver wielders? Also, shouldn't that be Chiron?
Oh, why'd you kill Chiron off in Rogue One? Honestly.
Just saying, he was a staff wielder.
Yeah.
Just saying. It makes sense why she's doing staffs with him and Luke does swords with her.
Just saying.
Alright, Audra and the kids watch. Oh yeah, they were in this movie.
Oh yeah, they exist.
From a distance. Rey and Luke race on the beach. Isn't that usually in romantic people on the beach? Also,
Luke, I don't know how old you are, whatever, you're a Jedi, whatever. Wouldn't you be making, like, aren't you training your kids along with this, so she has to join?
Yeah, aren't they the age for Padawans? Because, like, what was your dad, 9?
Yeah, and he was too old?
And he was too old. Your kids are 7 and 8, bro.
Why is it like you make Rey play with little kids because she has no training whatsoever? So,
yeah, naval pro bum.
So she's racing little kids and losing or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I don't know, something. It's like, you have little kids. Why aren't you training them? Honestly, I don't know.
Okay, at the finish line, Luke tells Rey to continue beyond the rocks by herself. He wants her to meet a friend of his alone.
Red flag, red flag.
I want you to die.
Okay, that doesn't sound wrong at all.
As she climbs over the rock, she jumps down to a shady cove. There she sees a large sea monster. Oh yeah, he said her to its death. Feeding its young. It lunges for her. She screams. Luke screams from behind the rock, but it's too late. What? Luke screams? Why? Didn't you want go to her death? You said you wanted to meet a friend by alone. The monster has Rey in its
tentacles.
Greasy tentacles. I love how you put greasy tentacles.
Ew.
Right as the monster is about to drag Rey under the waves, it freezes. Luke glinting
like a glistening goddess.
Like a glistening goddess, Ahsoka Tano stands before her. She's using the Force to calm the beast. Chewie then jumps from behind a rock. Okay. And unloads his bowcaster into the creature's head.
You just killed the creature's mom.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chewie.
Tentacles unwrap around Rey, and it slithers back into the ocean. Or maybe just stunned it.
Okay, then, who knows?
Ahsoka explains there are many beasts on this island. She must be mindful of monsters protecting their young, for this cove is their feeding ground.
So why did Luke send you over there then?
He wants her dead. Luke joins them. Ahsoka explains this is where she's been living for many years. He said she was coming.
Was she there? I don't.
Free from
that dialogue was weird.
Galaxy. Bell hourglasses slowly drain sand, pebble by pebble.
Like sands.
Okay, so this is Act 1.
What happened?
This thing is too long, too meandering, and it's very contradictory.
Okay.
It's pretty obvious reading this that either, I can't decide which one, but either JJ has no idea how storytelling works, or character motivations, interactions, or sense functions, or he didn't have time to put that in. Like, this is the really rough draft. This is the very first idea. Because, like, I mean, I get it. When you're first writing a story, the first one is always nonsensical.
Yeah,
because even my stuff is nonsensical. Because, you know, I have to know what's going on. I have to figure this out. I have to find the plot holes so I can go back and fix them. So if this is, like, draft number 1.
Which, why was
it on paper being shoved around the office?
Okay, why did you let people see it if it was draft 1?
You never let people see draft 1, by the way. You should never do that, ever. Because that's the most embarrassing draft and people are going to laugh at you, like we are doing now. So this is draft 1. It's sad this is draft 4.
Oh, this is draft 4. It's embarrassing.
But yeah, it's too slow. We know nothing. This is the first act. The first act is supposed to set... First off, the first act is short.
Very short.
It's just there to set up the story. Books, movies, TV, I don't care. It's just there to set up. These are the players. This is the situation. Okay, Act 2. That's what it is. This is basically Act 2 shoved in the front, but with nothing of use. We don't know who Rey is. We're being introduced to a whole bunch of characters that I guess are going to be somewhat important, but right now are not, and we've not seen where they're going. There are a bunch of questions from the first movie that you are not addressing, because Rey, her motivation in the first movie was she wants her parents. She's completely dropped that. Mm-hmm. I mean, the trilogy we got was complete stupidity, but at least it remembered Rey had a motivation, and that was, who are my parents? That's all she cared about. At least it remembered that.
Yeah.
And they carried it on for no good reason other than that was the only motivation she had. But at least she had something consistent. Who am I? And, you know, to somebody that could be important. Here, Rey, whose her entire conflicting interest was, I want to go back to Jakku because my parents might be coming back for me, is completely dropped.
Yeah.
This entire interaction with Luke training a Jedi should have been Finn. Finn was set up to have possible Force powers. Finn is an interesting character. If you made Finn, especially if you made Finn a clone, he would have been a million times more interesting. He's a clone with Force abilities. He's a clone with free will. He's a clone who is hopeful that other clones can be like him. But he understands that clones are programmed to be these stormtroopers, which would also explain why he's more comfortable shooting.
Yeah, shooting them.
The stormtroopers if they're clons. Because he knows that
you can't reason with most of them.
Yeah, the majority of clones are not reasonable. You have to literally control them. He's a very, very small percentage. So that would make him more, like, willing. But if they're all kidnapped kids, why the crap are you shooting them up? This whole interaction would make more sense with Finn. You know, also going onto the beach where a dangerous monster is. If Finn has never really seen animals, he's been stuck in this...
tin can world.
Yeah, this tin can world. He'd be fascinated by creatures, and he would go over and possibly get almost eaten.
Be like, ooh, pretty thing.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
You know, Finn makes more sense in this story than Rey, because Luke hasn't explained why he chose her to mind control.
No. Luke
hasn't explained how she fits into this story.
No.
We're in the first act of the second movie.
Yeah.
This is the part of the movie where because... Alright, so we don't know that Luke's journey is to redeem Anakin yet.
Yeah.
In the first part of Empire. But we know his new goal is officially, I'm with the Resistance.
I'm with the Resistance, and I want to try to be a Jedi.
Yeah, I want to be a Jedi, and I'm with the Rebels. That is his goal. We know who he is. We know what he's going for. And then his goal changes when he finds out about Darth Vader. And that he's Anakin. That's okay, because he has to, like, have a new, because if he just was like, I'm with the Rebels, that's going to get boring after a bit. We need to give him a furthered motivation, but he's still keeping that up, the original motivation. Rey doesn't have a motivation in here. It's literally just, I mind controlled you, cool beans, let me teach you so that I don't have to keep mind controlling you. Okay. She doesn't ask, why me?
Also, you mind controlled me?
Yeah, also, she's not ticked.
Yeah? Like, I thought I had cool powers, and that was just someone else in my head. It's like...
Yeah, it was a lie. I'm not cool.
I mean, that would be devastating.
I'm nothing.
I thought maybe I had
your
something.
8-year-old can whoop me?
Your 8 and 7-year-olds can totally, like, beat me and everything.
Yeah, can wipe the floor with me? Like, oh, gosh.
Anyway.
That's a really boring first act. Okay, we're going to finish this in another podcast because we are 2 hours in.
Yeah, so... See you in part 2, I guess. Yeah. If you last that long.
Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoy this content, make sure to follow on your favorite streaming platform. For all news and information about upcoming shows and what I'm up to, make sure to follow me on Facebook. If you wish to contact me to tell me either your thoughts on the episode you heard, or to give me suggestions on future podcasts, or maybe you'd like to co-host with me in a future podcast, you can either message me through Anchor, Facebook, or you can email me at Series of Lives Inc. All links are in the description box below. Make it a great day, and I will talk to you later. Bye!